Hi, I'm Danny Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of PenVoice. I am joined today by Marcus Clarke, who is the Economic Development Manager for San Mateo. Marcus, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
This is the first time I've had the pleasure of interviewing you.
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to just wow our viewers and make San Mateo so very proud. So much, again, is happening in San Mateo. The economy's getting better. It is booming, lots of events, lots of things that are happening, but you've got something very exciting going on called the Futures Forum. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's one thing we're excited about, but as you said, so many things are happening in San Mateo, and not just looking at it now, but looking at it in the future. And so we're working with the MTC and with other groups to really think about what is the future of downtown San Mateo. If you think about our Caltrain station, they're becoming more and more of an asset in our downtown. Our planning manager, planning director always says, you know, how can we really benefit from this Caltrain station right in the middle of our downtown? And so how can we really think about the future of it as it becomes more and more of a placemaker? And so we're really looking forward to exploring that more. If you think about redevelopment agencies that were a tool of economic development for cities.
Right. In
the past, they are no longer. So we'll also be exploring, okay, how do we revitalize without redevelopment? And we talked with Redwood City about their community benefits district and other ways to kind of revitalize your downtown. And how can you do that without redevelopment? So we'll be exploring that and all kinds of ways to really look at other cities and how they might be doing things around the world and really making special places there, and how might we learn from those experiences.
So this forum is to engage other communities, other cities, as well as your residents in this kind of larger conversation about what do we want to see for our future.
Exactly.
Specific to downtown or citywide?
It's downtown. So really, the downtown has been designated as a priority development area by the MTC and ABAG and others. And so we get to see, okay, let's really look at what this means and really explore what this might mean for the city. I look at it as like not just for residents to think about the future, but also to help really provide a forum for other cities who might be grappling with particular issues of development and technology and transportation to really come to San Mateo, as we are really kind of the center in some ways of the peninsula, to really learn from kind of those forums themselves.
And I know in the past you've always tried to define your downtown, right? It's probably one of the largest definitions of downtown in the sense that there's a few streets that you could designate as your main street, if you will. So I know that took a long time to sort of define what do we consider the downtown, but then now looking at what do we want for our downtown? And I know the conversations that you have with local residents might be very different view than what you as an economic development person might be looking at, in the sense that you don't want your downtown just to be San Mateo residents. You want to draw other people, attract other people to the community, which could be in conflict to what your own neighborhood kind of thinks. So how do you get through that?
So it's a great question. It's a complex question, but it's a challenging one. And one of the forums we believe, so we're just thinking about what they might be and going to be asking the public for their ideas too. But how do we create a downtown for all?
Right.
And so we have high-tech workers, we have businesses who have been there forever, we have these high-tech firms who want to come in, they want to find new spaces in the downtown. There's really a limit for a lot of our businesses if they want to grow, because there's not enough office space for them. So that's why we have a few developments who are in the plan development stage of trying to capture some of that demand. And but how do we remain a downtown for our North Central residents, our Central residents, everyone who comes to the downtown, who likes to experience it, but also others who are coming from around the world to be there too. And also, we have social services there who meet the needs of our underserved populations, and they're part of our downtown too. So how do we keep that downtown for everyone? And that's going to be a great conversation to have.
So you mentioned some of the topics that you might be exploring for the futures. projects. So what are some of the others? You'd mentioned Caltrains and transportation.
Yeah, so we're actually really in just the beginning of laying those out. And we just had our stakeholders forum and commissioner summit, which was a program under our city manager to ask.
So they're all giving you ideas from their perspectives, what they'd like to see.
Yeah, actually to start the conversation, what would we like to see in our downtown? And we're taking all that information in to kind of lay out some forums, some topics. So
public
we're
spaces, parks.
Yeah, public spaces, civic centers. There's a big conversation about bringing City Hall downtown.
Oh, right.
What that might do for the downtown. Is that a feasible opportunity? Just a lot of different things. I even think about, Google cars. There's all kinds of different way out there technology around getting around. So how can we look at those and explore those, maybe see how they might work for our downtown?
Does San Mateo have the bike system? I know in Redwood City they have the bike share program where you can...
we received, and I have to bring Ken Chin out here at some point, but we received a grant to get that going, so that's in the works.
Got it. So it might be something you explore as well.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier the ability to develop today is very complex.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of land available anymore, and the redevelopment tools have been taken away, or redevelopment agencies have been taken away, and yet we have complex needs as far as housing and jobs. We're lucky in the Bay Area that we have a job swing in the upward momentum. Yet, how are we going to house these folks? Always that age-old question. And there's a high demand that people want to live and work in their downtowns and kind of have that San Francisco or urban feel.
Yes.
How do you continue to have these conversations in a very complex environment?
Yeah, they are sensitive. They're sensitive, and they're really interesting. And
lots of change.
A lot of change. And as you see in like Bay Meadows, the housing is selling like this over there, and actually they just started building their office space. There's 5 pads of office space, 750,000 square feet. Right. They're just starting one on spec. So demand is there. The demand is there. So we're seeing what the market is doing. And I think that as far as the downtown, such a fragile place, the question is, and where people do want to be living next to where they work, because we have like 60% of workers coming into the city. Right. How do we capture that demand is a complex question, and that's what these Downtown Future Forums, we really can have a forum to be able to address.
Right. It's almost all of the interviews that I've actually done in this past month has been about increased communications with their residents and really trying to put a modern day twist and spin or opportunity onto the old. You'd have an open meeting and you'd have people come and swarm the council chambers, and some people would be so excited about something and others would be so against it. But now really working hard at getting information out to the community and getting very early information and opinions from the residents. Yeah,
great. I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, Rebecca Zito, our marketing communications manager, is here today and kind of helped organize this, being here today. She was moved in the city manager's office, as was I, and really looking at communication engagement as a key priority of the city manager and city council. And so in this age of technology, you can engage people who have not been engaged in the past. Right. And so finally, we have a nice YouTube channel, we have Twitter, we have these things that we're able to meet the needs of the current communication, which allows us really to look at the sky's the limit as far as getting good feedback into where we want to go.
So important to keep the lines of communication. I mean, all communication, right? I mean, there's certainly rules of engagement. We want people to be communicating and giving opinions in a positive manner and not in an instructive manner. But it's great that all of this information is available so that you can make better decisions and lead your elected officials to better decisions.
Definitely. And we're just open. I mean, communication, customer responsibility, or customer service is one of our values, and we take that to heart. So we work hard to be out there listening to people, et cetera. So we're here to be accessible to.
Well, we're very excited to hear more about your Downtown Futures Forum. So once you have everything set and you've got your schedule set, please come back onto PenVoice and let the community know outside of San Mateo what's going on and how we might tell you about what we think should be happening in your downtown.
Yeah, great. Well, and just downtown gets a lot of attention, but we have 25th Avenue, Shoreview, 37th. We have a great city. And so just go to our website. We're coming out with a monthly or something email with all kinds
Newsletter.
of updates about San Mateo. So
Great.
just go right to our website.
Thanks so much, Marcus. We'll see you next time. Give us an update, and we'll see all of you next time on PenVoice.